Sí.
Ok, un pequeño inconveniente en YouTube. Eh, bueno, y como les contaba, soy un voluntario para todo esto y que siempre es una emoción contar con todas estas mujeres que aprendemos muchas cosas chéveres y bueno, vamos a ir mejorando y también ustedes pueden compartir sus pensamientos o sus preguntas con respecto a las entrevistadas que vamos a tener. Eh, Vendrá una tercera temporada, todavía hay que trabajar en ello y la idea es seguir haciendo más. El próximo lunes 8 de marzo vamos a tener un conversatorio con dos personas que son referentes a nivel de Colombia. Una pertenece a una asociación que se llama Aso Mujer y Deporte. Allí vamos a tener una conversación también con Pilar Grajales, que es una psicóloga deportiva, y vamos a hablar acerca de la posición de la mujer hoy en día dentro del deporte, que es algo muy chévere, que todos miremos qué es lo que ha pasado y qué cosas podemos hacer para seguir mejorando. So I was talking about thanking. I was saying thank you, everybody. Thanks because this has been a nice uh, season, and I think there are lots of things to improve. But yeah, uh, there are many things to do, and also if we interact, we're going to develop and sharing the ideas of these women we had this season has been a great achievement, I think. En your participation too, la participación de Angie también es genial porque su posición, su punto de vista también nos va a permitir ver cosas diferentes dentro de su profesión, que ella es psicóloga deportiva. Y bueno, el tema de hoy es psicología y deportes, amor y viaje, que es con Angélica Hartmann, y que le decimos con cariño Angie. So our topic today is psychology and sports, love and travel. It is with you because you're a person I've always loved, always followed, and I think you're my model. So I'm so happy to have you today here.
Thank you, Camilo.
Yeah, and we're gonna do the intro. Vamos a hacer la introducción y vamos a nuestra entrevista. Así es, Angie Hartman eh, tiene un, una maestría en psicología del deporte. Ella es una entusiasta del deporte y también una devota de los viajes. Su pasión la ha llevado a recorrer muchas latitudes y también actuar en muchas esferas dentro del deporte, que ha sido deportes de combate, deportes acuáticos, también que tienen que ver con una pelota, especialmente en fútbol. Y bueno, ella allí se ha aplicado dentro de su profesión. I was saying that you have a master's degree in sports psychology. You're a sport enthusiast and travel devote. That your passion has moved you towards action in all spheres. So you've been involved in combat sports, water sports, combat sports with the ball, especially in football, and you have a wide experience in sports. And could you please tell us more about you? So yeah, we can know more about you.
Yeah, yes, Camilo. Thank you for the introduction. And well, first I studied sport management, and later I get into sports psychology because I was in the department of sports psychology on the university in Vienna, and I was there as a student assistant with my professor, and he brought me into sports psychology. He tells me, why do you not why don't you try to study also psychology, and then we can do something together in sports psychology. And so I decided to study. My second study was sports psychology, and he brought me into this theme. Yeah. um, and my first contact with sports psychology in practice was with sailors,
Mhm.
and then I came also to soccer and women's soccer. First men's soccer and then women's soccer, and I worked a lot of time with soccer now. It's about, I think, 11 or 12 years, and I like it very much. But I was in lots of different sports. I also was with wrestling with my sister together. I was in cross country skiing. I'm ballet, dance, really a wide spread of sports.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you have, well, bueno, voy a traducir rápidamente. Ella es de Austria. Ella nos comenta que estudió eh, administración deportiva y pues de allí ella conoció a alguien que la motivó a ir al campo de la psicología deportiva y allí pues entonces ella empezó a tener experiencia y se introdujo en diferentes deportes, en lo que fue eh, el ballet, deportes, porque ella inició principalmente con deportes acuáticos, que fue de vela, y de allí pues tuvo experiencia, como ya mencioné, en ballet, en lucha por su hermana, que la entrevistamos la temporada pasada, si no recuerdan, se llama eh, Nicola Hartmann, y bueno, lo pueden encontrar en YouTube, entrevista con Nicola Hartmann en Sheroes, y también muchas cosas chéveres que le sucedió dentro del mundo del deporte, en el mundo del fútbol también inició 12 años de trabajo en el mundo del fútbol y allí ha ganado mucha experiencia. So you have learned lots of things and experienced lots of jobs as you mentioned before. And by trialing, you've also discovered yourself. Tell us a bit about the things that have made you the person you're today.
Mm, I think it's important to travel and to get in contact with lots of people. And I like very, very much to travel around the world. And this contact with different people made me to the person I am today. Lots of experiences, lots of nice people, especially when I was the first time in Colombia. I like it very, very much because the people, they were so friendly, and they helped us everywhere. When we have one question, they said they helped us, and they tell us where to go or where we should not go, or where are good restaurants to eat, or what we can do in sightseeing. And they were really, really, really nice people. And if you are a friendly, I think if you are a friendly person yourself, then you get your opposite is also friendly and helpful with you.
Bueno, ahí nos comenta ella que dentro de todas esas experiencias, ella, una de las cosas que más la ha sorprendido y que más le ha impactado es un viaje que hizo a Colombia, que fue su primera vez y que allí la gente era muy servicial con ella, siempre le indicaban dónde ir, recomendaciones, todo eso, y considera que si eres una persona amigable, pues puedes hacer impacto y puedes también ayudar y ser como bien recibida. By the way, you've learned lots of things and you've discovered that in this domain that makes you passionate and helps you grow up every day. You've discovered, yeah, lots of people and always different experiences. And one question is, why do you decide to go into psychology?
I decided to go into psychology because I like to work with people, with persons, with human beings. And I also sports psychology because of my passion of sports. And also because I want to help young athletes to grow. You know what I mean? To grow and to do the best they can in their sports and to help them a little bit.
La pregunta que le hice es que ella, pues, con relación a la pregunta, al tema de que ella ha aprendido muchas cosas a través de sus experiencias en los viajes y también en los deportes. Y la pregunta fue, ¿qué la motivó a ella a estar en, o a ir en la psicología deportiva? Y su razón principal es porque ella, su deseo está en ayudar a los atletas, a las personas, a conocerse y a mejorar. Entonces, eso fue su decisión. Eh, you've you say um, you you have you have this love and interest in cooperating and helping people to grow up themselves, and you have interacted with many people. And what do you what do you see when these people they use different words and different expressions? What do you how do you use them to also to learn and to experience and to learn about the world that you live in? How do you use these words? Because every person has different words and to improve themselves. And how do you also use these words for you to learn?
I think can you tell me the question again, Camilo?
Yeah, this is a very complicated question, and I think we're going to go forward. We move forward, and then when we're a bit more into the topic, I will take the make the question again.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because this question is a bit more a deeper question. So, well, you were mentioning before that you have lots of experiences and you've also discovered lots of things because you travel a lot. And because of all this experience, you came to Colombia and you impacted me. And then I started to consider you as my mentor, and I also developed this passion for traveling, discovering new cultures, trying to understand what's going on around me. And because I discovered what you did, and that motivated me. And I would like to ask you, what motivated you to discover people, to discover the world?
Yes. I think the motivation for discovering the world is to get in contact with other cultures, with new peoples, getting new friendships, making friends, discussing with them, talking to them, have different topics to talk with them. See how they manage their lives, how they live in different cultures, in different facilities. That's the most motivation for me. really to discover new things, to learn a lot about the other people, the other persons. Yes, that was the most, the highest motivation, I think.
Bueno, yo le estaba contando a ella que a través de todas estas experiencias que ella ha tenido que ella ha tenido y porque ha hecho diferentes viajes, eh, llegó una vez a Colombia y me impactó mucho todo lo que ella ha hecho e incluso pues la considero mi mentora porque me dio este deseo de descubrir y también de entender el mundo que me rodea. Y para ella, eh, las cosas que también le causaron curiosidad y que la motivaron a desarrollarse es para entender el mundo y entonces estar rodeada del mundo y saber cómo se desarrolla. Y entonces esto también la hace a ella una buena persona y entonces ahí está su interés en descubrir y tal, intentar entender. Eh, when you travel, do you
And
always...
Camilo,
Uh-huh.
another thing is also that I like very much other languages, like you. I like Spanish, I like English, I like French, I like Italian languages, and also to travel alone. I was in on the Philippines for 1 month alone, only me and me, and it is very special to travel alone because you're the whole day alone. You have a lot of new experiences, and you have not a partner to share these experiences. So you have to spend lots of time with yourself, and so you can improve yourself, and you can learn a lot about yourself.
Nice. Bueno, ella nos cuenta que ella también se interesa mucho en los idiomas, porque yo también tengo una pasión en los idiomas y ella le gusta mucho experimentar en español, italiano, en francés. Y entonces, con esta idea de experimentar, pues pasó un mes en las Filipinas y allí no tenía ningún compañero, solo ella con ella misma y allí empezó a conocerse más porque todo este tiempo con ella misma pues tiene la oportunidad de reflexionar acerca de las cosas que experimenta y allí va descubriéndose, entonces que le interesa mucho ello. Eh, every time you travel, uh, do you combine trips and psychology? You're always, yeah, it's maybe not a thing that you're always thinking, but you're trying to do it because for your job you want to improve and also because you want to improve your life. And do you mix them?
Yes, yes, sure. I mix them. Sometimes I also have to, for example, in the under 19 women's soccer team, we travel a lot with the team. Yeah? We travel about 5 times a year with the whole team. And we were in Portugal, we were in Finland, we were all over Europe. We were in Belarus, yeah, all over Europe. We traveled with the team, and it's also very interesting to work in sports psychology with the team in different countries. You get in contact with the other teams, and you can exchange a little bit with other sports psychologists and share informations and share some experiences. That's very, very interesting.
La pregunta estaba en cuanto a cada vez que viaja, combina ella la psicología y también la pasión por los viajes, si lo combina y nos menciona que sí, que es algo que sucede y pues ella viaja mucho con su equipo de fútbol y viajan a diferentes países y allí ella tiene la oportunidad no solo de interactuar con sus atletas y conocerlas, sino también con otros psicólogos deportivos compartir informaciones, para conocer más acerca de este, de este tema y también de cosas que pueden serle de provecho. When you travel a lot with your athletes, and you learn a lot from them, and what's a common pattern you find among the athletes that you say, oh, okay, they behave this way when they travel, or they
Um,
think, or they change? What happened?
yeah, sometimes they are, or some of them are very nervous when we fly, when we travel by airplane. And they always tell then, "Oh, Angie, can I sit beside you in the airplane, and then we can talk a little bit, and then I'm not so nervous." That's one of the that's very very funny for me, because I don't think about nothing when I go to an airplane. And I have no problems then. Um, and sometimes they have a little bit of sometimes they are a little bit of homesick.
Mm-hmm.
They miss their parents, they miss their friends. That's also sometimes a little bit of a problem. Yes.
Okay, I understand. Bueno, ella, desde que ella trabaja con atletas y viaja tanto con ellos, la pregunta está en si encuentra algún patrón que sea muy común entre los atletas cuando viajan, qué sucede, y nos cuenta que sí, que sucede que se ponen muy nerviosos, ansiosos, incluso que les da mucho, extrañan mucho sus casas, entonces ella interactúa con ellos porque ella, pues para ella es común viajar, pero ella está ahí presente. And what do you advise them?
Oh, sometimes we do something with breath techniques.
Mhm.
Uh, Slowly breath in and then count to 6 and breath out and count to 10. It's called breath relaxations.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, or there is also a technique who is called progressive muscle relaxation.
Mhm.
And then there you uh, it's a little bit of relaxation and in combination with tension. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Uh-huh.
Tension and relaxation in a combination. And that's also a good practice to calm down a little bit.
La pregunta está en que ella qué técnicas o qué recursos usa para poder traerlos a ellos a la calma, y lo que hace es técnicas de respiración, contar hasta 10, y otras que son tensión muscular. Lo que hacen es respirar, tensar los músculos y después relajar, y eso es lo que hace. Um, since you travel a lot with a variety of athletes, and yeah, according to their countries or also their cities, you find some, let's say, problems they have. Uh, do they vary? One question is, do they vary according to their cities? Do they vary according to their countries? What do you find different problems or issues that makes you pay special attention on them?
That's a different question. Not really. I don't really see any differences between the countries. Uh,
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, maybe the countries, yeah, it's different according to the country, and also the people they are, how they behave, or yeah, it's usually common. That's what you mean. It's
Yes,
usually
it's usually common. Yeah,
okay. But
it's not very different. Yeah.
okay,
Um,
and is the way because athletes present difficulties, and sometimes when they travel, for example, they present difficulties, and mm, maybe not usually they are taught to face these difficulties when they are away from home. And what do you advise them?
um, I advise them to be calm, to calm down a little bit, and to think about goals and aims they have. Maybe, yeah, um, and to think about their strength, not strange, their strength,
Yeah. Hmm.
uh, what they make good, what advantages they have, which are the things they really can do very good in life. Yeah.
La pregunta es porque muchos atletas al momento de viajar pues presentan dificultades. Regularmente no se enseña tanto o no se practica tanto cuando se viaja y si se siente el deseo de volver a casa, si se extraña la casa, sus costumbres. Entonces, ella, ¿qué le recomienda a sus atletas cuando tienen este sentimiento de que extrañan su casa o el lugar de donde vienen? Y ella le dice que piensen en sus fortalezas, en todos sus objetivos y que se concentren en ello para lo cual ellos están preparándose y por lo que ellos están asistiendo ahí a ese evento en especial. People
Yes,
think
Camilo, that they also try to focus on their strength and not on the weakness. Yeah,
que se
that they
enfoquen
get really focused on strength.
que se enfoquen en las fortalezas y no en sus debilidades. People think
See.
that an athlete's life is only linked to traveling because if an athlete is very good, yeah, he will go everywhere. He'll start or she will start to travel, and in that regard, they face high pressure, and since they are, as I mentioned, they're considered to be good at their profession, at their sport. Do you think that traveling has a negative impact on athletes?
It can be. I think it can be. Yeah? When you think about the the jet lag
Yeah, jet lag.
and the time shift.
Hmm.
Yeah, jet lag and time shift is a very very big problem for athletes. Um, and you have to work with them before to to see how they can manage manage it to solve these problems they get with time shift or with the jet lag, for example. Um, Otherwise, on the other side, I think traveling has not a negative impact on the athletes, beside of this time shift and jet lag problem. Mm, because the athletes they also get in contact with new cultures, with new persons, with new techniques, sometimes with new ideas. So I think traveling has no negative impact on athletes.
Bueno, ella, la pregunta esta es en el tema de los atletas tienen mucha presión cuando son muy buenos y pues se llevan a viajar porque pues necesitan cumplir con metas de competitivas, de entrenamiento y demás. y de acuerdo a eso empiezan a tener mucha más presión. Y la pregunta allí es si el viajar tiene un impacto negativo en los atletas que considera. Y ella dice, el único asunto en cuanto a los atletas está es el cambio de horario que se llama jet lag. Y en él, pues, es esos cambios de horario, que es el que realmente tiene un gran impacto. Sin embargo, el viajar no tiene ninguna repercusión porque los atletas allí aprenden muchas otras cosas, culturas, también otras nuevas técnicas. Entonces, este es el único asunto en el que está relacionado el problema viajar. And when uh, and when they face difficulties traveling, and maybe because they have lots of pressure, what do you advise them? Do you always try work on uh, focus on your strengths and not on your weaknesses, or do you also give them another advice?
Mm, sometimes, I said it before, we work we work a lot of these strength and weakness things, but also on positive dialogues in your mind. So don't think I'm nervous. Yeah? Think I am very good today. My mood is very good today. Yeah? Don't think in negative patterns. Change it into positive, into a positive dialogue with yourself.
Eh, Hablamos de los atletas tienen mucha presión en ello y cuando sucede ella que les recomienda, aparte de enfocarse en sus fortalezas y no en sus debilidades, ella también agrega que el trabajar en un diálogo positivo en la mente ayuda mucho, pensar en que hoy me siento bien, hoy estoy bien, eso también contribuye mucho a estar bien de mente y cuerpo. What would you recommend women who are looking up for chances out there but always find difficulties? Women that are traveling because of their sports and they're going to other competitions and they find difficulties. What would you recommend them?
I
That's
would
the first question.
recommend.
That's the first question.
Yeah, aspetta.
¿Cómo?
I would recommend them to focus on the things they love, do things with lots of passion. And I think if you focus really on these things you love and you admire, and do all the things you have to do with lots of passion, then you will be happy, or you can get happy. And I think happiness and laughter is one of the most important things in our lives.
La pregunta está en qué le recomienda a las mujeres que están en la búsqueda de oportunidades y que siempre encuentran dificultades. Ella dice que encontrarse las cosas es seguir intentando y encontrar las cosas con buena actitud, con carisma. Siempre la risa es un buen factor para ayudar a buscar las cosas y también la pasión también es un asunto que puede mover y que puede ayudar a encontrar lo que están buscando. The second question is linked to what you would you recommend. Uh, Maybe many people they think, okay, I'm not an athlete, and or I'm an athlete, but I don't have lots of chances to travel uh, because of economy, because lots of things, and maybe yeah, the difference between, for example, Europe and Latin America, it's very wide, it's very different. But do you have maybe any recommendation or advice you could give people and that they could look for chances so they could try to find something that they could do and go other places to discover themselves?
Difficult question, Camilo, because traveling around is possible. Yeah, it's possible. You have to get a minimum of money to go out there and travel. Yeah, but I think in the wrestling family, we see it very good. Yeah, we have so many friends all over the world, and we invited a lot of people here to to stay with us in Austria, and we were in Canada. We were at your home in Colombia 2 times. You were at our home to get a little bit of networking in this in yeah to try to network a little bit and to get in touch with people, and so maybe you get some opportunities to go out to travel
La,
with with a minimum of budget. Yeah.
bueno, el asunto está en ser realista. Ella nos menciona, para viajar se exige una cantidad mínima de dinero, es verdad. Eh, pero la pregunta está relacionada es qué oportunidades o qué cosas podría recomendarse a ustedes que de pronto consideren, bueno, el viajar es muy caro, es muy complicado, requiere mucho dinero y pues sí, hay que ser realista, requiere dinero. Pero una de las cosas que ella nos recomienda o que piensa que son posibles es a través de hacer relaciones, de ponerse en contacto con diferentes personas y de esa manera poder tener oportunidades de ir más allá, ir, no sé, a otro país, ir a contactarse con diferentes personas y de esa manera tener, lograr oportunidades para entrenar o competir. Yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, it's difficult because of the money, but networking works, and that's maybe the, let's say, easiest way to have a possibility to travel and to learn to practice the sport, because as you know, in Latin America it's difficult because of sponsorship and also because of the economy. So yeah, some advices that people could think of, yeah, I'm going to work, network, create network, and then have chances to go abroad or even visit in South America. That's the only way,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, networking advices. It's not an easy question. Yeah,
No, it's
what
not.
you can do. It's really difficult. Yeah, but I think the way you did it, it was very successful. You get a lot of people, a lot of friends all over the world, and you get out and you traveled a lot. Yeah. Um,
Sí. Pues sí, una forma es hacerse muchos amigos y entonces irse a quedar a la casa de ellos, decirles que pues puedes ir a trabajar en la casa de ellos por un tiempo y con eso tienes la oportunidad de quedarte allí e ir a entrenar. Y esa es una forma posible, es
sí,
una forma.
sí.
Sí. Yeah,
Sí,
lovely
man,
thing.
it's difficult.
Yeah, it's a difficult topic and yeah,
It's really difficult.
but our only
It's also difficult to give some advice, yeah, or some advices in this direction, yeah. Um, what you can do. One thing that, but it's a little bit off topic. But one thing that I like very much is reading books, reading about other cultures, reading about other countries. Now in this time where we have this virus, this COVID thing, yeah, and we also in Europe can't travel around. I am reading a lot uh, to travel in my mind.
Ella lo que nos recomienda, bueno, no, sino que habla, es que en estos tiempos que son difíciles el viajar, ella lo que hace es leer mucho y que con esto también puede viaja en su mente. And by the way, who inspires you or what inspires you? Or who do you feel inspired by?
Um, I admire a lot of women. For example, I like very, very much Frida Kahlo from Mexico, the artist. I like Rosa Luxemburg, Hannah Arendt. I also get inspired by Irvin Yalom. He is a writer and a psychotherapist in the United States of America. And I also like this strong woman. I also like Jacqueline Rentrera very much. And I like this really strong woman who have a strong mind. Yeah, they inspire me most, and also my parents.
Okay, you will repeat the names because I some names I will forget. La
Yes.
pregunta es, por cierto, nos menciona que pues, lee mucho ahora, que no es posible viajar tanto, y le pregunté, ¿qué le inspira o quiénes le inspiran? Y nos menciona que Frida Kahlo, también Sona Luxemburg, who else?
Rosa Luxemburg.
Who else? I forgot the name.
Rosa Luxemburg.
Rosa
Then
Luxemburg.
it was Hannah Arendt. She was a Jewish woman in the resistance,
Mhm.
and also a writer.
Ah,
And
okay. Uh-huh.
Irvin Yalom. He was, or he is, a writer and a psychotherapist.
Okay. I forgot the
Hannah
name.
Arendt.
Hannah Arendt, ajá. Una mujer judía que, de la resistencia durante la guerra y también un psicoterapeuta también lee acerca de él, también se siente inspirada por Jacqueline Rentería y le gusta mucho de estas mujeres que representan esa fuerza de las mujeres. I will write them down and I will post them on Facebook and also on Instagram so people can watch and I will
Okay.
also read about them because it's very interesting. It sounds very very
It's
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm currently learning a lot of things. I try to learn uh, lots of things from what's going on in the world and because of this society. So I try to learn from feminist movement and also from what's happening. And I also follow uh, mm, United Nations, Women's United Nations, so I can learn lots of things and understand.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Perfect.
And thank you very much.
Thank you, Camilo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the invitation.
Y
Very,
también,
very nice.
yeah, and it's a pleasure to see you again and having this conversation is very,
Yes.
very interesting. I always learn lots of things.
Yeah. Me too. I always learn lots of things from you too.
Thank you. I feel,
Thank you.
thank you. Y gracias a ustedes también por haber seguido toda esta segunda temporada. Son muchas cosas las que hay que mejorar. Siempre estoy pendiente de que se puede mejorar. También en cuanto a las entrevistas, muchas cosas. Siempre estoy muy atento y el deseo mío es poder contribuir a todo esto de aprender, que me interesa a mí también mucho. Las voces de todas estas mujeres que son siempre muy impactantes, son muchas cosas, son fuentes riquísimas de experiencia, de conocimiento, de ese saber cotidiano también que impacta mucho y me parece que es algo que no nos podemos perder. El escucharnos, el entendernos es algo que también hace que mejoremos como sociedad y pienso que si nos entendemos un poco o que si nos escuchamos, avanzamos. Puede ser de a poquito, pero vamos a hacer algo. y estoy muy contento de haber compartido con ustedes esta segunda temporada. Vamos a volver una tercera temporada seguro, con nuevas personas que van a enseñarnos muchísimo y estoy muy agradecido. I'm very thankful with Angie Harman because I've learned lots of things, and I will read these authors. And I am looking forward to hearing and seeing what you're doing in the future, because you have a great impact on what you do, and also, yeah, on myself too, because as I mentioned before, you're my mentor, so I am always so thankful for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Y así llegamos al final de nuestra temporada. Es otra vez, no quisiera despedirme tantas veces, pero es que eh, cada vez que termine una temporada ya es algo como que es un logro, pero también es como decirles, bueno, nos vamos a volver a ver pronto. Espero que les haya gustado mucho. Vamos a estar interactuando. Dejen en los comentarios qué les pareció, qué cosas quisieran ver en una próxima temporada, y estaré pendiente y nos veremos seguramente en una tercera temporada, que espero que no sea dentro de mucho tiempo, y estaremos trabajando. Cuídense mucho. Que todo lo que ustedes hagan sea con mucho amor, pasión, y que siempre estén escuchando a las otras personas. Todos merecemos escucharnos y también tratar de entendernos, y vamos a hacer algo chévere. Mis mejores deseos, y estaremos de regreso. Y recuerden, soy Sluma, y pueden seguirme en Instagram como Isluma, en Facebook como Isluma. La próxima temporada nos veremos en Twitch, porque es mucho mejor. Pueden seguir también a Angie Hartman como Hartman Angie en Instagram, y estaremos en contacto. Nos veremos, y a todos un
Sí.
abrazo. Que tengan buena noche.
Gracias.